Welcome to Hollywood First Look Features. I'm your host, Twee Fan. We have so much happening in the world of Hollywood, and this week we have a first look at the newest trailer for the film Just Mercy, which stars Hollywood heavyweights such as Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson, and Michael B. Jordan. Rick Hong will sit down and talk to the director Destin Daniel Cretton, while Sari Cohen takes us to the Paley Honors with some of the greatest comedic talents. We'll also hear from the director of The Body Remembers When the World Broke Open with Elmijah Tailfeathers and Star Violet Nelson. We have that and so much more coming up, but first let's take a look at the Hollywood Roundup. There's no time to waste to look at the first trailer for 007's No Time to Die, starring Daniel Craig, who will reprise his role for the fifth and final time. Oscar winner Rami Malek will play the villain. Take a first look at the trailer here.
The world is arming faster than we can respond.
Where's 007?
I need a favor, brother. You're the only one I trust for this.
The world's moved on, Commander Bond.
You were 00?
2 years. So stay in your lane. You get in my way, I will put a bullet in your knee. The one that works.
I thought you two would get along.
Name?
Bond.
James Bond.
So you're not dead?
Hello, Q. I've missed you.
It's the most valuable asset this country has. If you feel yourself losing control,
I'm not going to lose control.
James, you gave up everything for her. When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of him.
What is it?
You don't know what this is?
James Bond. License to Kill. History of violence. I could be speaking to my own reflection. Only your skills die with your body. Mine will survive long after I'm gone.
History isn't kind to men who play God.
It took him 40 years, but E.T. finally phoned home, and just in time for the holidays. This year, Comcast and NBC Universal is continuing a timeless story of friendship by reuniting two beloved characters, E.T. and Elliot. In this story, iconic characters from Universal Pictures' E.T. the Extraterrestrial tells the story of a timeless connection using technology from Xfinity and Sky. According to Variety, Steven Spielberg was consulted for the ad and is said to have appreciated the theme of family connection during the holidays.
You came back!
My son, my family.
A lot's changed since you were here.
It's called the internet. ahead, do it. Eat it. I'm gonna hit start now, okay?
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas star.
Holiday movies.
And may all your Christmases be
Family.
Funner, California isn't a word. It's a place where guests come to stay. And play. Then eat. On repeat. Harrah's Resort, Southern California. Voted best resort in Funner, California.
Nó trôi dạt vào cuộc sống của chúng ta, phơi nhiễm chúng ta với rủi ro. Khói thuốc có vẻ vô hại, nhưng nó rất độc hại và không ai được an toàn cả. Đã đến lúc phải ngăn chặn mọi loại khói thuốc do người khác hút.
Just Mercy is more than just a movie. It's based on a true story of redemption and innocence about death row inmate Walter McMillian, with Oscar-winning actors Jamie Foxx, Brie Larson, and Black Panther's Michael B. Jordan in the mix. Join Rick Hong as he talks to director Destin Daniel Cretton on why this movie was so important for him to bring to the screen.
It is ordered, adjudged, and decreed that Walter McMillian is to face death by electrocution.
This is my dad, sir.
Sit down, young man.
John, I want you to sit down now.
He didn't do nothing wrong.
Please, Judge, hold on 1 second.
I won't say it again. Sit down.
Not if you're gonna kill my dad for no reason. You killing my family, sir, you!
They convicted an innocent man. I was always taught to fight for the people who need the help the most.
You don't know what it is down here. They ain't got to have no evidence.
How many of you all were with Walter that morning?
ain't quitting, is you? No, sir. We all with you.
So, sir, I wanted to tell you congratulations. Powerful film. I wanted to know, should there be a disclaimer? People should take a box of Kleenex before watching the movie?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I mean, yes, there have been some tears in this movie for sure.
How is it prepping for this film? Because you have, a book that it's based on. There's also people that you can reference, and also there's even national news coverage which you incorporated into the film.
We used all of it, but I think that the biggest tool that we had for preparing for this movie was Bryan Stevenson himself. I think it's rare that you get to make a movie about a person whose life and work is still just as relevant right now as it was 30 years ago. Not only because the subject of incarceration and the system that we're trying to make better in this country is in a very similar place than it was 30 years ago. But we also have Bryan Stevenson still doing the same work right now, still arguing to the Supreme Court about the next thing that will hopefully make this country a little better for people who are the most vulnerable here.
The time period for this was like the late 80s, 90s. It's 2019, all still relevant. I was curious, what stuck out in your mind or something that you learned by taking on this movie?
I mean, the biggest thing that I learned, I don't know about you, but I often feel very overwhelmed by the amount of problems that we have going on in the world. And sometimes it feels like there's just so much, it feels paralyzing. And I have no idea even what I could possibly do to make anything better. The biggest thing that I've learned about being around Bryan is that his life and his work proves that one person can actually make a difference. And he spends his entire every day is spent with people who are the most vulnerable in our society, whose lives have been often completely ruined by an unfair system. And you would think that he would go through every day just becoming more and more cynical, but he doesn't. He actually becomes more and more hopeful, and his hope is connected to strategy and hard work, and that's what pushes him to actually do amazing things to change this country for the better.
So in the film, you have one of your favorites, Oscar winner Brie Larson. You have Oscar winner Jamie Foxx and future Oscar winner Michael B. Jordan. So does it make it easier to take on the film knowing that you'll get the performances that you need to tell the story?
Definitely. I mean, these are all incredible actors who are so amazing at their craft. They also are incredible human beings. So what you see when you watch this movie are a combination of them, showing you what they can do as performers. But what you don't see is off-screen, the way that they contributed to this movie was invaluable. The way that they helped create an environment that was constantly talking about the subject matter that you see on screen, all helped elevate every performance in the movie.
Do you have a certain wave of emotion that you feel when you actually met some of these people that, you're telling their story?
Yeah, I mean, I met Anthony Ray Hinton, who was on death row for 30 years for a crime he didn't commit. And I got to sit with him while we were writing the script. And he actually knew Walter McMillan, played by Jamie Foxx. And hearing his story firsthand through an incredible sense of humor, and hearing him crack jokes about the times that he was sitting on death row for 30 years, just really, I mean, humor is humanity, and when you see somebody being able to joke through something as horrendous as that, it was really moving to me. And I know he watched the movie and felt really connected to it, and nothing makes me happier.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
We with you. We all with you.
Your life is still meaningful, and I'm gonna do everything possible to keep them from taking it.
It was an unforgettable evening to celebrate some of the greatest comedic moments in television and honor comedy legends Carol Burnett, Norman Lear, Bob Newhart, Carl Reiner, and Lily Tomlin. Sari Cohen was there to talk to some of the honorees. Check it out.
I'm Sari Cohen. We are here at the Beverly Wilshire for the Paley Honors, honoring comedy legends Carol Burnett, Lily Tomlin, Carl Reiner, Bob Newhart, and Norman Lear. Let's take a first look.
The Paley Center for Media hosted the Paley Honors, a special tribute to television's comedy legends, a celebration that paid tribute to the enduring creative impact of comedy legends Carol Burnett, Norman Lear, Bob Newhart, Carl Reiner, and Lily Tomlin. Each received the Paley Honors Award in acknowledgement of their groundbreaking achievements in television.
So how does it feel now to be here tonight honoring legends and being a legend and in this room?
I am so excited. I can't wait to see them take the stage.
What's one way that you've been influenced through comedy? Who's influenced you?
I think my mother. My mother and my aunt. We were a family that laughed a lot and played tricks on everybody. So I grew up with that, with
laughter is
going on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's so important. It's the key to everything. You've brought so many smiles to so many people. How does it feel knowing that you've been able to bring so much happiness to people?
Makes me feel very good. Especially, I get mail from all over the world, and I love it.
You could go back and relive a time or a moment in your life. What would that be?
Well, you know, I'll tell you a time it wouldn't be.
Okay.
It was a stand-up in 1960. I made a record album. I was single, you know, and I didn't. It was such an extraordinary time. It became Album of the Year in 1960. First time for a comedy record to do that. But I didn't really have anyone to share it with until 1963 when I married Ginny. And I wish she could have been there and we could have gone through it. Because it was like New Year's every night. You know? It's crazy.
So I do want to go back to One Day at a Time. I watched that show, loved it. Walk me through what it was like with someone working with Norman Lear at that time.
Well, the thing about Norman is that he knows how to hire a great team. And so, you know, was the writers, the directors, the rest of the cast. He's the quintessential leader. And, you know, even at 15, when he cast me on the show, I knew who he was. And I knew that I was, like I said, sitting at the feet of the master. And I'm older now than Norman was when I met him, you know, and so to have the opportunity to continue to create stories and work with him and be his friend, you know.
So you are a comedy legend among legends.
I don't know, I'll let you know. I'll call you on a comedy legend. I said, hi, I'm a comedy legend. Thanks, bye.
Talk to me a little bit about what it was. I'm working with Norman and.
Norman is the best, and you know, they tell me that he's doing a reboot of our show. That's what I heard. I won't be on it, but that's okay. As long as Norman Lear is doing it, I'm happy. Norman Lear didn't have much creative respect for what I did, but he respected me. And I respect him, that's why I'm here tonight. So I'm very proud that he's getting this award, and I'm very proud to be here with all the people, whether they be Newhart, who you don't remember, and you don't remember Newhart's stand-up. Don't fib to Uncle Jim. And Lily Tomlin, great sketch player, Carl Reiner, and all the people that are on the show. I'm very happy to be with all these people. It's just fabulous.
I feel like it's going to be some good times tonight.
Stop it. Don't make me. See, that's why Norman wouldn't like you, see, because you'd be doing Jimmy Walker stuff, all the stuff he doesn't like.
What is it like to be honored with all
I like it. Yeah, and I like being here with you guys. It's all
We
good.
like it
It's
too.
good.
We like it too.
I'm glad.
Do you have a favorite project, work of art from the last decade? A film, a TV show, a music album?
You know, I like whatever I was working on the day I was working on it.
Take it day by day.
Day by day, living in the moment.
That's all you can
There
do,
are
I
two
guess.
little words we don't pay enough attention to. Over and next. When something is over, it's over. And we are on to next. And if there was a hammock in the middle, that would be the best definition I would have of living in the moment.
What I love is tonight's about comedy. And I did so much comedy, I've got a lot of laughs with some of those things.
How did you do that? To design specifically for comedy is an art in and of itself.
Well, it's just, I don't know why. I mean, I got started doing kind of more glamour things, and I always loved the whole comedy thing. And the minute I got a chance to do Carol Burnett's show, I went, that's great.
So how did she inspire you?
Yeah, how could she not? And the scripts were good, and sometimes I'd call her and I'd say, what do you think if you wore this, or if you were a lady that didn't come from there but came from somewhere else? And, we did a lot of talking about it.
Just how excited are you for tonight?
I'm very excited to be included in this group. I kind of don't believe it. It's sort of like, I think like Kanye will run up and snatch it out of my hands at some point,
You have earned every minute of it. Yes.
I've tried, I hope I have, but we'll see.
And that's it for tonight's Paley Honors. I'm Sari Cohen. See you next time.
The Body Remembers When the World Broke Open is a collaboration between two of Canada's brightest and boldest filmmakers to tell a story about resilience and support, even from strangers. Writer and director Elamaya Tailfeathers and star Violet Nelson talk more about this film.
Hi, I'm Elamaya Tailfeathers. I'm the co-writer and co-director of The Body Remembers When the World Broke Open, and let's take a first look.
Do you know that guy? It's my boyfriend. Come on, honey. Let's move a little faster, okay? He's not usually like that. He doesn't even mean it mostly. He can be good too. You're a long ways from home then. I told you I don't want any cops.
I would just feel better if we could call someone, Call someone who knows about this kind of stuff. It's a lot, hey? Being a mom. So you got anybody looking out for you, Rosie?
I look out for myself.
And the baby?
You think you're better than me? You're not better than me. I'm gonna protect him. No one's taking my baby.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do.
Then what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to help.
So The Body Remembers When the World Broke Open is about two Indigenous women from vastly different lived experiences who find each other in a very troubling situation, and you spend a couple of hours with these women as they navigate through this challenge. Well, the film is inspired by an experience that I had in the same neighborhood that the film was shot in. I encountered a young Indigenous woman who was standing in the rain, barefoot and very pregnant, and she just fled her boyfriend who just assaulted her. And she didn't want to go to the hospital, she didn't want to go to the police, and she didn't have anywhere safe to go, so I ended up taking her home with me. And the experience had a profound impact on me, and I felt that I needed to honor her story and women like her through film. So after a few years of sitting with the story, I decided to pursue it as a feature film. So I co-wrote and co-directed with Kathleen Hepburn, and Violet's our star.
I really love the story, and how this story can really help other Indigenous women and just women in general to know that they're not alone, and that they can talk to others about this, about domestic violence. And this was really, I feel really grateful to be part of this project.
Statistics show that domestic violence happens in every demographic. It doesn't matter your class or where you come from, but women who are living in poverty or women who do not have the financial means to leave an abusive partner are often forced to stay. And then the services that are provided for women like that are so overburdened with the need and underfunded. So we hope that the film raises awareness about that and shows how challenging it is for women to go. It's not as simple as just leaving. It's not black and white. Almost at every single screening that we go to, someone will tell us that they connect with the story on a personal level, that they've experienced something similar to what happened in the film. And so that's both heartbreaking and profound, just to know that it's connecting with people personally, but also, heartbreaking to know that the story is so common. It's so wonderful to watch our film travel the world, and connecting with audiences is so lovely. And it means so much to us to know that this film about 2 Indigenous women from Canada is resonating with audiences here in Hollywood, of all places. So yeah, it's wonderful. We are so grateful to be here.
We were just in Los Cabos, like previously, and during the Q&A I was talking about how my mom went through an abusive relationship and that I witnessed it a lot. And she's no longer in that relationship, but this one lady, she came down and she was talking with me, and she's like, I just wanted to say thank you for the film, and that I also have connections like you and your mom. Her mom went through an abusive relationship, and just knowing that she came to see the film and that she has connections it was really it was good to hear that there's others going through and that they're actually coming to see our film.
But we're very excited to announce that we are being distributed through Array Releasing, which is Ava DuVernay's company. So the film will be on Netflix in the US starting November 27th, and there will be a theatrical run in select cities across America, including Los Angeles, New York, Detroit, Honolulu, so many more. It's really exciting. It feels like a dream to know that someone like Ava DuVernay is championing this film. We put so much heart and love into making this film, and to know that a small film about 2 Indigenous women in Canada is connecting with people all over the world, and having Ava and her company champion the film is just beyond incredible. I mean, it means so much to us, yeah.
I love you so. You'll always be Mommy's little guy.
That's going to do it for us here on Hollywood First Look Features. I'm going to leave you with the trailer for The Song of Names. Be sure to catch our red carpet coverage with the stars of the film next week. And don't forget to head over to our website to take a look at the newly released posters. Until then, have a great week.
We make good team, yes?
Happy bar mitzvah, David.
Tonight will be Rappaport's first ever concert on an international stage. So great has been the impact of this 21-year-old Polish immigrant that one tends to forget how little known his name still is.
Did he say where he was going after the rehearsal?
He didn't. I'll keep an eye out.
Go and find him.
I'm looking for David Rappaport.
Rappaport, R-A-P...
Would have been here in the 1950s.
He was a virtuoso.
When was the last time you saw him?
London takes the violin right out of my hands. You never heard nothing like it in your life.
They could still be alive.
If he wanted to be found, don't you think he would have come to you long ago?
Your family perished?
I don't know.
Why are you wasting your time finding David after half a lifetime?
I might be all he's got.
Funner California isn't a word. It's a place where guests come to stay. and play. Then eat. On repeat. Harrah's Resort, Southern California, voted best resort in Funner, California.
Nó trôi dạt vào cuộc sống của chúng ta, phơi nhiễm chúng ta với rủi ro. Khói thuốc có vẻ vô hại, nhưng nó rất độc hại và không ai được an toàn cả. Đã đến lúc phải ngăn chặn mọi loại khói thuốc do người khác